We're on the cutting edge, technology and discovery.
Simply in 21. What was a man feeling?
Happy Thursday, guys. I just finished filming the webinar for Patreon this weekend, and I just wanted to share with you some of the stuff I got. These are print samples for upcoming zines that I am self-publishing. This is the year that I really went all for it. I wanted to experiment with small publishing and also find a way to create more products that felt more sincere and in some way, by producing limited edition copies of these zines, I'm able to do that. So let's dive in. I actually got the samples from my printer yesterday because it's always great to look at samples before I say yes to the actual print because there might be some errors. So first one is the Berlin documented. This is going to be the second edition of my documented series. The first one was the Tokyo one, which performed really well. Thank you so much, guys. I didn't think that creating these zines would be still relevant because we don't ever travel anymore, but I find that hopefully it will be useful for future travels, and I also wanted a way to document my personal experiences. So here are some of the pages of the zine. I played around with collage this time, and I also made a lot of different renditions, not just the plain journal spreads. So you have the journal spreads and then you have some photos, and of course in true Abbey fashion they are still color coded. I'm really happy with this mock-up because it's traveler's notebook size and there seems to be no error with this, so this is for sure a go. The second one I wanted to show you is my recipe booklet, which will be available this October. I have limited copies available for my patrons, and I also have some in a box which I still have to develop, but generally this is what the recipe booklet looks like. I've been working on this for possibly the whole quarantine since it started because I was looking for a way to create more art that didn't have to involve stuff that I already am used to. So I decided to dive into drawing food, which deemed to be a very, very complicated process, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I worked with my friend who is also an art director, Steph, and we put together this little recipe booklet for some of my favorite recipes, specifically Korean and Japanese. Most of the stuff that I cooked during the quarantine are Korean or Japanese. So one thing that I still have to work on with this is some of the page, the inside back cover. Yeah, inside back cover isn't supposed to be this, so we still have to edit some of that, but otherwise the paper is really good and the quality. And one more thing, we had stickers made, but I find that they're too huge, so will you look at that? I mean, it's A5 and I feel like these are just too large to put in journals, so I'm going to ask to make it A6, which is supposedly half instead, so it's easier to use for journal spreads. So that I have to work on. I still have to mark a couple of pages here. Lastly, I have worked on this early in the year. I didn't know how to produce it because I really had no money to do it. I still don't have, but I'm glad that I was able to utilize some of the pledges that I got from my patrons. Thank you so much to my patrons for making this possible. And I asked my printer if it was possible to quote this in a good price, and I got a good price. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. So this is my personal favorite. This is called Art, Books, and Coffee, Tokyo and Kansai. So this was basically my ode to create a little travel zine in relation to where to go in Tokyo and Kansai. So I have a lot of photos from Japan. Obviously, I've been going there every year for 10 years. So I still have a lot of stuff to change here, but generally this is what it looks like. You have directories on art galleries, bookstores, coffee shops, personal favorite spots. But the faulty parts here would be some of the lettering that I did. For some reason, it didn't print well, or maybe the file that I sent was a bit corrupt because they're kind of blurry. I don't know if you can, look at that. It's blurry. So I still have to work on that. Anyway, this is still, I'm planning to release this by November, but I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I didn't know why I was doing these projects, but I guess one of the things that I realized, like, in my this year is I really like working on a lot of creative exercises that require publishing, and not like big scale book publishing like zine publishing, and mostly like experimenting on how I can tell more stories. So I guess that's a cool insight that I can be proud of for the year. So I'm looking forward to share it with you guys, and I'm also going to make some of them available internationally. So make sure to follow me everywhere so that you know and you can get first dibs on it. Not that it's relevant, but I just wanted to share that I've been wearing a lot of different headbands these days. These are actually scarves, and this one is it's actually from Africa. Can you see the zebra stripes there? So anyway, I find that dressing up and like putting a bit more makeup makes me feel a bit more human. So that is my little resolution for the coming quarter. It is Monday and I actually finished a lot of things yesterday, so I woke up really early today. Kind of felt like I wasn't myself, so it's now 11 and I just arrived in the office. But before I end this vlog, it's been a crazy week of packing, and thanks for tagging along with me. And I just wanted to share with you what's inside the paper book. I finally labeled my own copy after packing several packages. It's actually on the stairwell, as you cannot see, but that's where we temporarily put the deliveries, and I have to book the shipments today online. So just wanted to share with you what's inside this really nifty paper book that we have developed. I am actually very proud of this because while we were thinking of what particular product to make, our initial thought was either going to be like a set of postcards or a set of stickers, and I having had a lot of paper books in my stash, or like in my collection, I was like, why don't we just make a paper book? And you know, it's a one book where all of these amazing things can be all bound together. So you have this, my hand for scale. I don't know if you guys can see it, it's probably too bright. So you have that. Inside are postcards, stationery, and stickers. So generally what we did was, there are pages, well, of course this is my artwork. There are pages, and the first, I think like first third, which are designed by me and CH, who are both organizers of PaperCon. She runs Everyday Explorers, so I guess it was fitting that we had like two different design aesthetics coming together, because she's quite more colorful than my work. My work is very vintage, so it's a nice balance. And then towards the middle you have some stickers, and we had them choose if they wanted it to be square or round, so it was up to them, but we gave them templates on how to develop it. So again, a lot of different designs from amazing artists that we personally handpicked. And lastly, we have at the back, it's either postcards or boards, so it's a cut your own kind of situation, and we asked the artists to, you know, come up with whatever design they wanted, and it was great. It was a great experience. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, and quality is 10 over 10. So yeah, this is what the paper book looks like. A lot of you are probably going to ask me where you guys can find it. It's going to be up, probably will be up when I put out this vlog, at the PaperCon website. I'm going to put it in my shop by November or December, and we're definitely going to open a few international orders. We just have to double check with the logistics on how that goes. So that is it for this vlog full of packing, and I think for the next few months it's really going to be a lot about packing and, you know, finally putting out my projects out in the open because it's the holiday season. So if you want early access to that, make sure to be part of my Patreon community, as I usually ask my patrons like what they think about certain things, and I try to give them first dibs also on where and when to shop for the items. So yeah, I also am working on a lot of different things that future Abby will worry about, so I'll probably keep you posted on that, such as moving my website, adding more tiers to Patreon, hopefully do mailables. It's a lot. I'm just trying to keep myself, you know, at a pace where I feel that I have enough energy to power through, just so I don't feel as burnt out as I used to be. So thank you for sticking around, and I hope you guys have a great day, week, month ahead whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys on the next vlog. Bye!